All right, today we're going to break down a super simple but honestly incredibly powerful little trick to stop those awkward verbal stumbles and just make your speech flow. It's all about a technique we're calling the musical hum.
You know that feeling, right? You know exactly what you want to say. The word is right there on the tip of your tongue, but when you go to say it, it just gets stuck. It's like a total traffic jam in your mouth, and it is so frustrating.
Well, that feeling, it has a name. We can call it the hard stop. And honestly, just understanding what's physically happening is the very first step to fixing it for good. So this hard stop usually happens on a certain type of sound called a plosive. Just think about the letters P, B, T, or K. To make any of those sounds, you actually have to stop the air from coming out completely, and then, poof, you release it. That initial stop, that's where all the trouble begins. And here's why. It's pretty mechanical when you think about it. When you're making those plosive sounds, your vocal cords can literally snap shut. And once they're locked tight in that closed position, it takes a surprising amount of effort to get them vibrating and making sound again. Okay, so if the problem is that your engine just keeps turning off, what's the solution? Well, it's this really elegant little framework called the musical hum.
The whole idea is so simple it's kind of brilliant. Just before you're about to say that word you're worried about, you just start a tiny, almost silent hum deep in your throat. This isn't about singing or being loud, it's just about getting the motor running before you hit the gas.
But why does something so small work so well? The logic behind it is actually really straightforward, and a couple of fantastic analogies make it crystal clear.
Check this out. A hard stop is like turning your car's engine completely off every time you hit a red light. Your vocal cords are at a dead stop. It takes real effort to crank the ignition and get going again. But the hum, that's like keeping the engine idling. Your vocal cords are already vibrating gently, so when the light turns green, you just smoothly drive away right into the word. No jerky start.
And I love this one too. It paints such a great picture. If you just stand still on a dry slip and slide and try to go, you're not going anywhere, right? You're stuck. But if you get a running start and that's your hum, you hit that water and you just sail right through, no friction at all. It's all about building that little bit of momentum.
Okay, so the theory is cool, but how do you actually do this? Let's break it down into a really simple three-step plan that you can start using like right now.
We're going to start with easy mode, which is the method. Then we'll level up to medium mode, the humming bridge. And for anyone who's feeling confident, we'll finish with challenge mode, the YouTube intro. It's a nice tiered approach so you can build up your confidence as you go.
So, easy mode. This is an absolute game changer for when you have to introduce yourself and you're worried about that first hard sound, like the P in Peter. Instead of just trying to force it out, you start with a tiny, subtle sound right before. Peter. That M vibration keeps your vocal cords moving, so they literally can't lock up on the P. It just flows right out.
All right, on to medium mode. This is all about connecting your sentences. You know that little silent pause you take between thoughts? Instead of letting your vocal cords stop completely, you fill that tiny gap with a quiet, audible hum. It acts like a bridge, keeping that vocal engine idling, so your next sentence starts just as smoothly as the last one ended. And finally, challenge mode. Picture yourself starting a presentation, or a video, or even a toast. Instead of a sharp, hard-to-start, "Hi everyone," try a warmer, more resonant opening like, "Hey everyone." That hey sound has a natural vibration to it. It basically creates a vocal runway for the rest of your sentence to take off smoothly from.
So when we boil this all down, what's the one crucial idea you need to walk away with? It really all comes down to a simple concept: the vocal runway.
And the most important point is just this. Keep the engine idling. It doesn't matter if it's a tiny a little humming bridge, or a warm opening word. The goal is always the same. You're just trying to prevent your vocal cords from ever coming to a dead stop. Always give yourself a vocal runway. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This whole idea of creating momentum to get past a hard stop. It's a really powerful metaphor. So just think about it for a second. What other hard stops in your life, maybe it's procrastination on a project or starting a tough conversation, could use a little bit of a running start?